Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is December 15, 2023, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the US dollar continues to plummet, sell off against almost all the pairs. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So we have a bunch of flash manufacturing and services PMI numbers coming out. First at 10:15 from France, 10:30 from Germany, 11:30 from Great Britain, and lastly at 4:45 from the United States. I'm looking at the various markets, starting out with the Forex symbols. Like I mentioned, US dollar sells off versus the major pairs, and as we look at the indices, Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both holding on to their gains and unchanged. Now looking at commodities, gold and oil also unchanged yesterday. Now looking at the stocks, pretty much mixed. While we saw Tesla and Bank of America gain big on the upside, we also saw Microsoft and ADOBE sell off quite aggressively. Now lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin also unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go. So we're looking at the Euro USD initially. This is our go-to. Now, it's been a very interesting trade and been a very interesting area for us to trade. Now, it's not trading on a daily basis, but hear me out, okay? We went up from 104 from last year up to 110, which was a decent move since we've come back a big time from it. Okay, we were almost one parity for the euro. Now we did correct ourselves to 107 and sold off. That means the euro got weaker again. Now we consolidated after that, which is where we are right now, and then we spiked up on Wednesday because of Fed Chairman Powell signifying that he's going to look to cut interest rates going into 2024. Now that spiked the markets about 200 pips. And then yesterday we had the Central Bank of Europe again reinstate it. And then it went back up to 110. So we're pretty much at 110 again. And it's just been a seesaw ride. Now it's a decent move. If we look at a daily chart, it's a very decent move. Now, okay. Now we're at resistance-ish area on a multi-time frame, okay, where it's much more meaningful to us. On a daily, it's much more meaningful to us. This could be a double top, so keep an eye on it. Now, yesterday, I did say that we were about 50% bounce from our sell-off. However, a double top is a little bit more stronger than a 50% bounce, okay? So just hear me out. Okay, now that's looking at the Euro USD. Looking at the GBP USD, however, it's a little bit stronger, and this one was weaker. Remember, look, it's gained above that 127 to 127.61. Now that is a little bit stronger. Now it could be because it was weaker, there are more shorts, and that was a short squeeze up to the upside. That could still be, but keep an eye on it, okay? Because this may be a fade opportunity towards the end of the year. Now looking at the Australian dollar, also got much stronger versus US dollar. If you look at the Canadian dollar, 133, also much stronger versus the USD. So there has been across the board, the US dollar has plummeted. Now looking at commodities, first looking at gold, not much change, 2037 from yesterday. It's holding itself, okay? So this is really important. It may see a breakout towards the upside, but it's trading within a range. But right now we're in 50% part of it, so I wouldn't jump into it at this stages. Now looking at oil, also bouncing a little bit further yesterday, another buck, okay, to $72 a barrel. But again, you're picking bottoms here, but it is supportish level. And this is why I wanted to confirm that we had support here to actually trade it, okay, from 68 to 72, not a bad trade whatsoever, okay, and that was a decent play. Now looking at the U.S. markets, the Dow Jones making on its record highs, okay, didn't break out higher yesterday, but didn't sell off either, okay, so that's really important. Now remember, the future markets are 3 to 4 months ahead of us, okay, even 6 months ahead of us. So with that stated, the fact that we're making new highs on the Dow Jones is just indicative of what we are looking to expect in next year. Now, also you have to adjust for inflation, but that's a separate story. Now, looking at the NASDAQ on its highs as well. Now, there was a couple of weak stocks in the market. Microsoft selling off yesterday, a little bit lower than I expected it to be, just because it's a major component and it's brought us higher. It was the one that carried us to these heights. So Microsoft not breaking out higher is a little bit disconcerting. However, some of the other stocks still relatively strong. Now jumping into Tesla, we saw something else yesterday. We saw a nice move on the upside. Now we're testing our resistance-ish area. And Bank of America, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. a gap up and go, which is a major move for it. Okay, so this could really make a big turnaround to $38 a share towards the end of the year, and that is what traders be looking to accomplish, okay, with a nice end of the year rally. Now the other FANG stocks pretty much were okay. I mean, Amazon did sell off a little bit yesterday, okay, but it is consolidating on its upper range, okay, still relatively strong. And Apple also relatively strong, but not much change yesterday from day to day. So it's got to have a real impetus to move us to higher heights towards the end of the year. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, also unchanged. So going from today to the end of the year, it's going to be a little bit lighter volume. I expect it, but we may still see a rally to the upside. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day and a beautiful weekend. Thank you.